beautiful people, welcome to the program once again this week, your authoritative source of housing information. My name is Nomso Thoma and my team and I welcome you to the month of September. We have lots on our lineup for you today. The 13th Abuja International Housing Show ended with a lot of recommendations from stakeholders on the way forward for the housing sector. Participants and exhibitors also left the show satisfied with the outcome. We will bring to you an overview of the whole show on the program today. We also have details of the agreement between Family Homes Funds and Borno State on the creation of 4,900 homes in Borno State. Royal Ceramics will also on the show today showcase its latest innovation in building materials. Before we continue, let's see the latest happenings in the housing and construction sector. I'll be right back. Federal Government Social Housing Scheme Family Homes Funds have signed a landmark agreement with the government of Borno State to build at least 1,700 homes for civil servants on low income and another 3,200 for internally displaced persons. The agreement, which was signed on Sunday at the Borno State Government's liaison office in Abuja, will mark a new beginning for the state, which has been largely devastated by the Boko Haram insurgency, leading to the destruction of at least 1 million homes. Speaking at the event, the governor of Borno State, Professor Babangana Umara Zulum, stated that the state is excited about the project and the commitment of Family Homes Funds to fund such a massive project that will benefit both IDPs and civil servants, and with a loan repayment plan of up to 25 years for civil servants. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, is set to begin the construction of 3,000 housing units under its rent-to-own pilot scheme at its existing estates nationwide. The managing director of FMBN, Ahmed Dangiwa, disclosed this in Abuja when he received the management of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FERMA, led by its managing director, Engineer Nuruddin Rafindadi, when they came on a courtesy visit. Dangiwa lamented that the agency has discovered that houses built by developers were too expensive and therefore has created cooperatives to facilitate home ownership across the country. The Imo State government has inaugurated 5 committees to audit projects for 32 housing estates, resources that accrued to the State Housing Corporation, and how they were spent during former Governor Rochas Okorocha's administration. Also to be considered by the panels are staff audits and other schemes embarked upon by the Okorocha government, among others, which the state government said was in its determination to put the record straight and reposition the housing sector. The state government has said it would not compromise on the welfare of civil servants, stressing that there was no going back on plans to address accommodation shortage through the provision of affordable houses for low-income earners and public servants. Stakeholders in the real estate industry have listed ways in which the industry could overcome its temporary setback in order to achieve sustainable growth in the nation's real estate sector. According to them, the development of a modern mortgage system and appropriate technology in building construction that supports the use of local materials can drive the sector to the path of sustenance. These stakeholders made this known during the discussions at the 2019 African Real Estate Conference and Award organized by propertyprop.ng in Lagos. Latest housing news updates, you can visit the largest housing news portal at www.housingnews.org.ng. You can also subscribe to Housing TV Africa for more housing content and news. Now let's take a look at the overview of the just concluded 13th Abuja International Housing Show and give you a reason to anticipate the next edition of the show. Take a listen. The The 13th Abuja International Housing Show, with the theme Driving Sustainable Housing Finance Models in the Midst of Global Uncertainty, attracted 40,000 participants and over 400 exhibitors from 21 countries. The show was well attended by highly placed Nigerians. The 2019 edition of the show kicked off with an opening remark by the chairman of the 13th Abuja International Housing Show, architect Ibrahim Bunu, former minister of the FCT, followed by a series of goodwill messages delivered by industry stalwarts.
I believe that housing should be one of the key contributors to Nigeria's GDP. I'm confident that this event will demystify the barriers and suggest the most sustainable and practicable approaches to a robust housing sector that not only provides shelter, but job opportunities and economic development.
It is my privilege to welcome you all to the 13th Abuja International Housing Show, Africa's largest housing and construction event for stakeholders.
I must commend the organizers of this event for such initiative and the courage to have sustained this program and the advocacy for affordable housing over these 13 years.
I encourage everyone to put up their thinking caps, maximize the networking opportunity here, and most innovative ideas and products that will increase value and competitiveness.
The 13th Abuja International Housing Show hosted over 30 international and local guest speakers during its CEO forum and conferences focusing on specific aspects of the theme, which was driving sustainable housing finance models in the midst of global uncertainties, including a total of 45 panelists in 9 plenary sessions. Guest speakers at the show included Deborah Erb, Andrew Chiponda, Kesia Rust, Kehinde Ogundimu, Obadiah Milafia, Saadia Aliyu, Femi Adewale, Hakim Oguniro, and a host of other internationally recognized speakers.
I believe that the private sector should be the key driver of housing development. But government also has to create the enabling environment as well as the institutional support system for the housing development sector to flourish.
A house is a basis for family stability, for economic stability, for education, health, just simple health of children and their ability then to carry on with having a job and getting an education. All of those mechanisms of stability are so critical to everything else that a government platform, a social platform is built upon.
I see real estate as a structuring industry. You have to understand how to structure, you have to understand how to make deals, you have to understand, you have to take time to understand the regulations. Don't focus on the challenges of the regulations alone. See how you can create opportunities even within the regulations.
There were also recommendations from stakeholders to the federal, state governments and legislators. There were over 400 exhibitors present at the 13th Abuja International Housing Show, with innovative show of products from not less than 50 international companies from countries like Turkey, China, UAE, Netherlands, USA and UK. Hence, a lot of innovators were able to market and sell their ideas at the show.
Yes, it is our first time, but we are really very happy with visitors and their interest in our company. We definitely want to be exhibitors and attend this next time.
So my name is Mr. Uche. I'm the sales manager from AFP Julius Berger Nigeria PLC. AFP is the furniture production facility of Julius Berger. We are exhibiting today our fully customized stand.
Abuja International Housing Show is a great platform for us to meet and network, even with those that we are already in partnership with, and to meet some new exhibitors to see what we can do together. And I think it's a great avenue for us, showing Ecostone to the world. So we're really excited and happy to be here today.
The show provided an opportunity for wide sector networking, as it was a gathering of housing and construction companies, mortgage finance experts, property developers, asset managers, investment bankers, top government officials, and several private sector executives. A lot of the participants and exhibitors eagerly await the next edition of the show, as they believe it is a platform that boosts businesses and creates an avenue for partnerships, networking, and business deals.
My name is Dr. Mrs. Hannatu Adamu Fika. Actually, I'm a great fan of this program. Every week, I stay back and watch AIT to ensure that I listen to what they say, and I want to encourage all Nigerians to watch this program.
Welcome back. Nigeria's housing deficit of about 18 to 20 million is something still on the lips of every stakeholder in housing on how best to tackle it. Let's view this report where some stakeholders speak on ways to tackle the nation's housing deficit. The issue of housing deficit has been growing from bad to worse, and successive governments from the time of Nigeria's independence have been grappling with this problem. Today, the country's housing deficit is between 15 to 20 million units, and for a country with a population of nearly 200 million people, it is particularly disheartening. It has been stated that to meet the shortfall, the country will require a minimum of an additional 2 million housing units per annum for 10 years. Speaking with Housing Development Program on ways to closing the nation's housing deficit gap, some stakeholders prefer solutions. Andrew Chiponde says there must be a strong political will, of which housing must be on top of the government agenda.
Our advice really is that there has to be strong political will. Housing must be on top of the government agenda. Housing must be given the right resources, and we as Shelter Afrique want to work with the Nigerian government on the supply side through the supporting of public-private partnerships, where government comes in with land or subsidized infrastructure, and then we come in with funding, and also developers that have the capacity to build 1,000 units of housing and more.
For this stakeholder, she says there is need to provide an enabling environment and allow the private sector to play in the market.
Moving forward, I think it is government's responsibility to provide the enabling environment and allow the private sector to play in the market. So if things like access to land, titling, infrastructure, those things are dealt with by government and made available, then private sector will come with its funds and provide the houses in a way that meets the needs of the people. There is no point providing housing that people cannot afford or that people cannot live in. It is necessary for you to provide what meets your peculiar housing environment.
For Samuel Thompson, he says focusing on core middle-class demand will go a long way in addressing the problem.
I believe that we have to, despite the difficulties, we have to focus on core middle-class demand and intelligently use that to coalesce around the provision of housing, not just for the middle class, but for the the least affordable housing, but with the core and with certain types of enhancements, employer assisted, building on growth corridors, improving access to finance, those kinds of things that can help us to gradually expand and make our cities look better and address the housing deficits that we face.
The federal government has promised to address Nigeria's housing deficit by delivering 1 million houses per year to close the 17 to 20 million shortfalls by the year 2033. It is hoped that with public-private partnerships, this promise can be fulfilled in the coming years.
One of the most prominent features of your house is your roof. Your roof will tell how old your building is. At Plus World, we pride ourselves in having the expertise and products to bring your roof back to life. While other roofing companies suggest removing the roof, we restore the roof with warranty assurance. Let Plus World Roofing recoat your old and fading roofs and make your roofs brand new. Our products are eco-friendly and completely harmless to human and the environment. We offer services that will sustain your roof's integrity and by extension, your property value. This includes roof repairs and maintenance for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Our roof restoration solution saves you up to 70% the cost of replacing your roof. Contact Plus World Roofing today. Plus World Roofing. Why re-roof when you can restore?
Those were the views of some housing stakeholders on the best way to tackle the housing deficit in Nigeria. If you are just tuning in, it's Housing Development Program. Moving on, the Family Homes Funds, which is a federal government social housing scheme, is set to commence building of 4,900 homes in Borno State to house civil servants and IDPs. Let's hear more from this report. Federal government social housing scheme Family Homes Funds have signed a landmark agreement with the government of Borno State to build at least 1,700 homes for civil servants on low income and another 3,200 for internally displaced persons. The agreement was signed on Sunday at the Borno State Government Liaison Office in Abuja and will mark a new beginning for the state, which has been largely devastated by the Boko Haram insurgency, leading to the destruction of at least 1 million homes. Speaking at the event, the governor of Borno State, Professor Babangana Umar Zulum, stated that the state is excited about the project and the commitment of Family Homes Funds to fund such a massive project that will benefit both IDPs and civil servants, and with a loan repayment plan of up to 25 years for civil servants.
On behalf of the people and government of Borno State, I wish to extend my profound appreciation for the tremendous support that you have rendered to us with a view to ensuring that affordable housing scheme is being provided to both the IDPs and the public servants in Borno State.
Speaking on the agreement, the MD and CEO of Family Homes Funds, Femi Adewale, also expressed satisfaction with working with the Borno State governor and his government, whom he said has a pedigree that gives them assurance that this is not just a paper signing ceremony.
It is our utmost pleasure to have the opportunity to partner with Borno State. And that pleasure derives from two key points. The first is the opportunity to work with you. Your track record, your experience for delivery of major projects gives us significant assurance that this is not just another signing ceremony, but actually over the next 18 months, the people of Borno State, particularly those people who have been displaced by the insurgency, will have a reason to hope for a better life as they have new permanent accommodation and roof over their head where they can raise their family. We are pleased to have the opportunity to partner with you in improving the quality of life of at least 3,000 people who have been displaced and have been living in temporary accommodation for several months.
He says the funds will first provide construction finance to ensure the beneficiaries get their houses and provision of homes loans assistance to individual civil servants to ensure they can afford purchase of the homes.
What we're doing, the Family Homes Fund, is two things. We're providing construction finance to ensure that the homes get built. On the back of that, we will then be providing the individual civil servants with a home loans assistance to ensure that they can afford the purchase of those homes for a figure that is no more than a third of the salary that they earn.
He says up to 3,200 people whom have been living in tents will now have a home that they can call their own, which is safe and secure. Family Homes Fund is also currently developing low-cost housing projects in at least 12 states of the Federation in fulfillment of the mandate of the newly established organization. Still on bringing solutions to the housing sector, Royal Ceramics on this segment will tell us what new products it has introduced into the building materials market. Take a look. Royal brand is a household name, and it is one of the leading manufacturers in wall, floor tiles, roof tiles, vitrified, marbles and granites. The brand recently introduced its newest innovation, Royal Marbles. Bhaskar Rao, the Chief Executive Officer, West African Ceramics Limited, explains their newest innovation, Royal Marbles, which can be used for home interiors and furniture. He says the Royal Marbles are made with local raw materials, hence the products are completely made in Nigeria content.
These are all marbles and different shades, and you'll get in different thicknesses. You'll get 12 mm, 18 mm, 25 mm. The slab size will be 1.8 meter by 2.2 meters. This can be used in the floor interiors, bedrooms, halls, kitchens. So interior purpose, this is good for us. And also it is used for the furniture also. You can make center tables, kitchen tops. So it's a special products. The first time in Africa, they are producing large sizes, and this is made in with all local Nigerian materials, 100% Nigerian materials with Nigerian manpower. So all made in Nigeria is full local content.
On what makes the brand unique, Mr. Rao says quality is what distinguishes Royal products from others in the market, as they have maintained quality over the years, and also their innovative technology keeps them in the market.
The quality is very important. We maintain always the quality in all our products. You can see anywhere. Since 25 years we are in the market. Still we are maintaining the quality. Quality unique means every product we test properly. Will maintain the quality. Quality is not one-day job. Quality is every batch you have to maintain. Every time you have to work on the quality. Then only you will get the quality product. So that is the uniqueness in our quality, and we have the innovation technology. Always we do some innovations. Every day research we do innovations. So innovation is the one is keeping us in the market.
He goes further to explain some of the other products of Royal brand, which include wall tiles, interiors, exterior, marbles, granite. Royal engineered marble is best for kitchen interior because it doesn't retain water, it's easy to clean and makes the kitchen hygienic. It is also durable as it can last for a long time.
So this is advantage is easy to clean. You can keep hygienic your kitchen, and durable, hard of the material, and it will not absorb any water. So remaining all other material, if you use in the kitchen, it will take the water and it will be stained, cannot be cleaned. But if you use this engineered stone, it is fully vitrified. That means the fully dense. So it will not take any water and is high strength and easy to clean. You can make your kitchen hygienic.
Royal has its distributors all over Nigeria to ensure its products are accessible to all and sundry, and it has plans to become a one-stop shop for all building materials needed to finish a house. The company is the biggest manufacturer of ceramics, vitrified and roofing tiles in West Africa, with strong distributorship and strong representation across the West African sub-region. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with me so far. Remember, at Housing Development, we are concerned about your housing needs, and we aim to bring you the best. For those in search of an affordable developer to fulfill your dream of home ownership, Urban Shelter Limited is the way to go. Let's get more from them.
I think Urban Shelter's project is easily broken down into a few categories. I think the bulk of our operations is centered on providing residential homes. When it comes to residential homes, we look at it really as a sense of responsibility in terms of providing homes to Nigerians, to individuals, to corporates, to even kind of civil servants as well. The range of products we have in the residential goes all the way from affordable, starting end, to intermediate, and all the way to the high end. So we have housing products beginning from about 4 million naira all the way to 250 million naira. In particular, we are at the moment covering 40 hectares of land. all across Nigeria. In Abuja, we have the Promenade Estate, which we have delivered, and people are now, very comfortably living in over the last 6 months, the Promenade 1. In addition, also, we've got the Saronia Estate. Saronia Estate is based in Lugbe. It's over 11 hectares. It's a few minutes to the new Navarre ShopRite Mall. So it's really well placed in terms of its residential access, in terms of also, I think, some of the facilities in the area for really providing kind of holistic living. I think that's the approach. We're also aiming that into the affordable to intermediate range. It's a wonderful estate. The location is kind of very accessible off the highway on the airport road. We have Life Camp. Life Camp moves us into the higher end of the spectrum. Life Camp is, I think, one of our iconic projects. It's Bellevue Residences. We have phases 1, 2, and 3. We like to do our projects in phases so that we can take account of how clients feedback, how they're feeling about the property, if there's changes we need to make, to really respond to the fact that we're catering to the needs of our clients. So Bellevue has been iconic. It's been iconic in terms of the planning. It's been iconic in terms of just the design of it. It's been iconic in terms of the landscaping. It's been iconic in terms of the kind of quality, the finishing, the attention to detail on it as well. So it's, it's a hallmark project for us. We have a number of different payment plans, and we came up with this kind of different payment plans based on the type of units. So for instance, if you're coming on from the affordable home section, we try to actually give you a really relaxed approach to payment systems. So instead of offering, we don't offer the 12 months or 18 months like a number of other developers. We like to offer 5-year payment plans, which is unprecedented. This 5 years, there are no hidden charges. There's no mortgage that you have to pay. It's a standard payment that we spread it for you 5 years. I think what makes it even more interesting, and by the time we finish the project at 2.5 years, so that's between 24 and 30 months, we will allow you actually to move into the house. So you're staying in the house while you're paying off the house as well. Of course, there are certain terms and conditions that apply. We have to profile people, we have to do a bit of due diligence. The standard for us are, of course, things like access roads, internal roads, power generators, and so on. Those are, per standard. So when I'm talking about pushing the envelope now, really setting apart up against what other people are doing, is provide services that we think will just enhance the quality of life of our clients.
You can get a house at Urban Shelter Limited by calling the numbers displayed on your TV screen.
This is where we bring this week's edition to a close. Remember to go subscribe to our YouTube page at Housing TV Africa for more updates in the housing sector. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Housing Program. Like and share our posts. For those of you who want to be part of this program or to advertise on it, you can send us a message or WhatsApp on our phone number on your screen, or send a mail to the email displayed on your screen, housingdevelopmentprogram@gmail.com. My name is Namso Thelma, and I'll see you next week.